Widden Stud has formed a great partnership with Qatar Bloodstock and David Redfers through their association with star stallion Zoostar. Now, along with Trilogy, they're launching a new Australian stallion in Jacquinot, the winner of the Golden Rose and the All Stakes. He has an incredibly deep Australian pedigree, and it's a pleasure to feature him on Bred to Win.
Jacano wide out, Jacano!
Jacano moves up, takes the lead, storms away. Jacano takes the lead, comes from well back.
Jacano flew up on the fence and got the money!
Jacano's got through, his quality just coming up when it was needed.
Anthony, it's been a wonderful 12 months or so for Widden Stud. You've had your flag bearers such as Zugotcha, the great 3-year-old filly winning the Flight Stakes. So we filmed here as a yearling galloping around the paddocks, and the sales series, $2.6 million sister to Sunlight Magic Millions. Easter 3 yearlings selling for $1.3 million. Zoostar, he's flying. All your stallions are doing really well.
Yeah, really exciting year for Widden. A big year. As you said, we did sell a lot of yearlings, so plenty of work, but yeah, some great results. Big thrill at the Magic Millions and lovely sales at Easter and right around the country. Crowned Australia's leading vendor on the Black Type Premiership, so that was a nice little accolade at the end of the season. And yeah, a record year for Zoostar too, cracking 15 million and over 180 winners. So some really good things happening at the farm, and yeah, a lot of highlights around Zugotcha, a lot of fun with her.
And his sire, of course, Zoostar, and also, Zusane as well. I mean, he sold well at the sales. So really, that Zoostar sort of dynasty, if you like, is set to continue.
Yeah, we're really thrilled to see so many clients get big wins off Zusane. He wasn't an expensive stallion by any means, but the way they sold was phenomenal. Went to all the top trainers, so it was great to be able to share those celebrations with so many of our clients, and see everyone who enjoyed racing Zusane had bred back to him. A lot of good breeders sort of behind and supported him, so big thrills around that, and we're really excited about those reports. So another exciting spring coming up on the track as we watch the babies emerge.
And of course Bruckner at Widden in Victoria, he's a new sire down there for you this season, and he was featured as a stunning yearling at Blue Gum Farm before the English Premier Yearling Sale. He's just a ripper of a horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's obviously very well known to the breeders of Victoria. He's got his right home down there at Widden Victoria. He topped the Melbourne Premier sale. Stunning black horse. He's that neat, fast son of Schnitzel. He's going to be a stallion that'll throw you great sales horses, and really excited to have launching him in Victoria. I think he's right at home down there, and the response has been fabulous.
And of course we're here to talk about Jacano. What a wonderful son of Rubik. I mean, we'll talk about his pedigree a bit further on, but a fabulous racehorse in himself, and he looks outstanding. He looks as if he could almost go back into work, but he's just starting to realise he's the man.
Yeah, don't tell Mick Price or Michael Kent Jr. He's ready to go back into work. He's had a nice little spell, and he's excited about the spring, but it's going to be a very different spring for him. He's been very popular. We sort of put the book full sign up at 150 mares, and we've got a nice waiting list of breeders. So things are set for a big spring for Jacano, and I'm sure we'll take a bit of that playfulness out of him come 1st of September.
What a terrific win. Jacano won it well.
Looking at his race career, first of all, of course, Boxing Day, so pre-New Year, 2-year-old winner at Caulfield on debut. And then just his third start, he was so close in the Blue Diamond Stakes. I mean, that is the elite 2-year-old form.
Yeah, he's a precocious 2-year-old, very natural 2-year-old. Mick said he came to hand. He was good at his second start, no luck in the lead up to the Diamond. And what a huge run in the Diamond, to be circle the field. I think he was 8 or 10 deep on the turn. Just to storm late and just be denied by less than a length, running third in the Blue Diamond. That's a seriously nice 2-year-old colt there. He came back in the spring, again, very impressive first time out. When you look at the way he ran away from Alf Cabin in the McNeil, that's fantastic form, and that was really frank throughout the spring.
Jacano storming home, in secret up the fence, Jacano wide out, Jacano!
You saw him then come to Sydney, the big one, the Golden Rose. At the 300 metres, the afterburners come on and he goes over the top of In Secret. Again, a dual Group 1 winning filly, and what a filly she is. Golden Mile, Zoo Tiger, to see him pick those horses up the way he did. For us, we'd seen the horse, we liked the horse, and that's when we stepped in with a syndicate of breeders behind us and were able to buy him. So that was a huge thing to be able to talk to Lindsay Maxted and the owners. Obviously, Lindsay bred the horse. He's the chairman of Coolmorn, so there were some interesting negotiations. But we were really thrilled that they chose Widden as his future and his home, and then he rewarded us in the autumn with the big Group 1 weight for age win.
Gentleman Roy at the 250 from Nugget. I'm thunderstruck. Jacquinot is also lifting.
And for me, any 3-year-old colt that can win a weight for age, and do what he did, that's a sign of a serious stallion. When you look at winners of the Ore, like Redute's Choice, as a 3-year-old, I think he's the only colt going to stud this year that is a weight for age 3-year-old winner. So, that really puts him up there as the elite young prospect. The breeders really valued his form, and they really admire what he did on the track, and so we're really looking forward to a really big spring with him.
Of course, his sire Rubik is the sire of Yes, who was an Everest winner. He himself was less than 2 lengths off in the Everest, and that's really becoming, the elite sprint of Australia.
Yeah, Rubik's done a fantastic job. He's come up with 2 big colts in his first 2 crops, and you used to see him cracking up over 100 winners this season, and his stats across the board are really solid. It's a sire line that means a fair bit to us through that Encosta De Lago line. We love the way he's bred through Piero and Lonhro, Redute's Choice, and the really fascinating feature of his pedigree is the duplication of Shantha's Choice. So when you take a blue-hen mare, such an influential mare in the Australian stud book, and you duplicate her in the pedigree, as Lindsay did when he did the mating, you've really tapped into something special there. And looking at your matings, he's very good to mate. He suits a wide cross-section of mares. From our point of view, the Zoo Star fillies are going to mate really well to him. Sebring. There are plenty of ways to duplicate a 3rd strain of Shantha's Choice. And yeah, there's the pillars of the pedigree. You've got so much to work with. So I've really enjoyed nutting out the matings to him, and we're supporting him with some lovely mares, and he's going to get every opportunity.
And watching him here, he really does think he's the alpha, even though he's the young guy on the block. But in front of Portland Sky, and he's sort of rearing and sort of pawing at the ground. But he's going to have, and you can see he has a good mind. He wants to do what he wants to do. Yeah,
he's a charismatic sort of horse. He's obviously a horse with a fair bit of confidence, and he's feeling very well. You can see that, but he's not going to back down. I know, working with him, you don't want to have a fight with him because he's up for it, and you see him with the other stallions around. He's wanted to insert himself into the stay-in area, as he deserves to be here, and he wants to be the big dog. So it's quite an interesting thing watching a colt retire, and how they sort of fit into the dynamics. And he doesn't know he's a stallion yet, but I'm sure he will pretty soon, and we look forward to watching him let down and sort of change again as he gets into his workload in the spring. He's just a 3-year-old colt, but he's got lovely natural muscling. He carries himself very well. He's got a great outlook, a good blend of speed with enough scope. Lovely hind end on him, lovely depth to him, and yeah, I think he's just got a really good way about him. Obviously, he's just a natural racehorse, and you see that the way he moves. He's a horse that carries himself very well, and he was a horse, I think, that proved it on the track. He was just natural from day one, and the way he was able to really step up from there as a 3-year-old, that's everything you look for. Whether you're buying a yearling or selecting a stallion, that's sort of what people want, and I think he's got it in spades.
Of course, the blossoms now just starting to come out here. We're really early. We're not in spring yet, but it is such a wonderful time, isn't it, in this industry, looking ahead for all that can be achieved on the racetrack and through the new foals that are arriving and so on. It's just a wonderful time to be in the Widden Valley.
Yeah, it's all about to happen the next few months, whether you're here in the valley or at the racetracks around Australia. There's so much happening, so it's a great time and something that we live for. Set for a big spring and hopefully here and on the track. So I think we've got plenty to look forward to, that's for sure.
The G1 Goldmine analysis of Widden Stud's Jacquinot shows the son of Rubik to be a perfect match pedigree. The cross has multiple stakes winners from 1,000 metres to 2,500 metres, including SA Oaks winner Precious Lorraine. Rubik himself over sprint distances in the Scalacci Stakes and Blue Diamond Prelude, another sprinter Jigsaw, and this year's Autumn Stakes winner over 1,400 metres, Glint of Silver. Jacano sire Nick's Best with sprint influence, elusive quality, former champion sire Lonro and dual hemisphere influence More Than Ready, each at 20% stakes winners to runners through the likes of Condo's Express, Glint of Silver and Shades of Rose. While Bella Spree and Danehill Dancer also cross well with the now Swettenham stud-based Rubik. Jacquinot's grandsire Encosta De Lago has nicked at over 33%, albeit with small numbers in Western Australia with Bletchley Park. Verglass also fared well, while it pays to seek out the blood of Jetball and his sire Masque, as well as Bertolini, Quest for Fame and Last Tycoon, to match up with that Encosta blood in Jacano.